Great Spirit, saints and sages of all times, of all places, O ye pathmakers of old, ancestors of all of our lineages, Namaste. O ye beings of the air, the earth, the fire, the water, the ether, Namaste. Most beloved and precious Ishtadevata, in all of thy names and all of thy forms, Namaste. Sweep clear the path. That we might better serve thee, that we might better uphold the Dharma. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahana Bunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvi Navadidam Astu Ma Vidvishavahai. May there be peace between us. May there be clear understanding between us. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om Shri Babaji Yanamaha. Om Shri Lahiri Mahasayaji Yanamaha. Om Shri Teshwarji Yanamaha. Om Shri Paramahansa Yoganandaji Yanamaha. Om Shri Seliji Yanamaha. Om Shri Kriyanandaji Yanamaha. Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om Shanti. Namaste. Do you remember Mohan? Mohan the barber? You know Mohan? His shop is right along the Ganga. The one that's at the top of the Ganga. He goes out every morning at sunrise and sweeps. That Mohan. You remember him? No? Well, Mohan Sr. sold the shop to Mohan 5 years ago. And he's had the shop for 5 years now. Very special Mohan. You remember. Mohan shop at the top of the Ganga, along the walkway, right at the top, where everybody who was on pilgrimage had to go by. Good spot. Good spot. All the sannyasis went by every morning. All the swamis went by every morning. All of the boys and men went by every morning. All of the girls and women went by every morning. Everybody had to go by Mohan's shop to get to the Ganga. Good location. Mohan, very cheerful man, always chanting Om Shanti, Shanti, Om Lakshmi, Om Lakshmi, Om Ganesha, Om Ganesha, Om Sarasvati, Sarasvati, Hanumanji, Hanumanji. You see, Mohan believed, he knew, that everyone who came to see him had a specific form of the divine that they were drawn to. Or in India, as we say, that form of the divine was drawn to that soul. So, Mohan would stand in front of his shop with his towel over his arm. Would you like a shave? Would you like a shave? As he's sharpening his razor. Would you like a shave, sir? Would you like a shave? And the first person who came in the morning, yes, I'll have a shave. I have a very important meeting today after I come from my prayers. Big businessman. Come in, come in. Sits on the stool, puts a towel on him, lathers up and shaves his head. By any chance, is Lord Ganesh your Ishtadevata? Yes. Om Gam, Om Gam, Om Gam. Mohan starts chanting. And then Mohan starts dancing. Om Gam, Om Gam, Om Gam. And he's dancing around the chair, shaving the man's head. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Smiling joyously. And the businessman, who was all worried about his business meeting, relaxes. Oh, somebody understands me. Thank goodness somebody understands me. And as Mohan shaved and chanted and shaved and chanted, all of the tension and worry went free from the businessman. And he got up and he said to Mohan, I'll give you 10 rupees this morning. Mohan, no. 2 rupees for a shave. No need to be extravagant here. Let me give you a tip. No. 2 rupees. That's all the Lord Ganesh needs. 2 rupees. All right. And the businessman leaves, joy-filled, lightened, very happy. By the way, sir, while you're going down there, you know my friend sells the best sandalwood. I bet you could use some new sandalwood for the office. And if you're looking just down the way, my friend over there, she sells wonderful shawls. And 2 doors down, oh, there's some dosa. Really good dosa. Well, thank you. Thank you, Mohan. That's very kind of you. Thank you. Priming the business for others, are you? And off he goes. And sure enough, the businessman stops and he gets some sandalwood. And he stops and he picks up the shawl. And he stops and he has some dosa. And he even stops to have a cup of chai. And Mohan continues along. And the next person who comes is a very, very thin, tall, ascetic. Namaste. Sir, how may I help you? Would you like a shave? It's only 2 rupees today for a shave. For you, I'll do it for 1. All right, that's a good idea. He walks in, sits down in the chair. Sir, is your Ishtadevata Lord Shiva by any chance? Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. Yes, Lord Shiva. I thought so. And Mohan proceeds to lather him up, takes care of the shaving. All the while chanting Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. Man gets ready to leave, and he gives Mohan, without hesitation, 1 rupee. And Mohan says, thank you. And off he goes. Well, coming down the street is a beautiful woman, just lovely. But Mohan can see that she's going on a pilgrimage. She has very long hair, but she's dressed like a pilgrim. She has her pilgrim bag, and she has her pilgrim staff. Are you Mohan? Are you Mohan the barber? The famous Mohan? She says with a smile. Well, I don't know how famous I am, but I am Mohan. And I can see that you are leaving on a pilgrimage. How may I help you? Well, please, can you cut all my hair off? All my hair. Take all my hair off. Oh, Mohan didn't want to do that. He really didn't want to do that. But his Dharma was the Dharma of a barber. And he said yes. And she said, well, tell me now, how much is it so I can take the money out and then be on my way when you're finished? Oh, yeah, no. Let me do this as a gift for you, please. I will do this as a gift. And he has cleaned everything and arranges it beautifully. So when she sits down, the chair is all beautiful and clean. He invites her in. She comes and sits. And he looks at her. And he very softly starts chanting, Om Shri Lakshmi Svaha. Om Shri Lakshmi Svaha. Om Shri Lakshmi Svaha. She doesn't say anything. She doesn't say anything. She just smiles a little bit. He was really uncomfortable doing this. She had beautiful long dark hair, down to her waist even. But he bound it up for her and cut it so they could save the hair to give for someone who needed wigs. And then he shaved her head, chanting all the while to Lakshmi. And when he's finished, he says, oh, here. Oh, can I show you the mirror? How nice. Do you want to see? I got it all. Yes. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Thank you. I appreciate it. Mohan's heart was heavy and joyful at the same time. He was filling his Dharma. He was doing his duty. He was a barber. She was a pilgrim. She needed her hair cut. But oh, it was so beautiful. As she gets up from the chair and walks to the front of the shop, she turns and smiles at Mohan. And all of a sudden, all of the hair that he had shaved off is back on her head. And he hears ringing in his ears, Om Shri Lakshmi Svaha. And the beautiful image of Lakshmi comes and presents herself to him. His heart opens with anandic bliss and flows over. He's surprised. And she smiles, gives him a little wave. Namaste. And she's gone. And all the rest of the day, and the days that followed, Mohan would stand outside of his shop. Would you like a shave? Would you like a shave? Would you like a shave? And every person that came in, he would try his best to attune to the form of the divine that attuned to them, that they attuned to. he would do his best. He had learned all of the chants to call all the names of the divine, at least the ones that he ran into at the top of the Ganga, the top of the path down to the Ganga. And every day he would say to anyone who came, go. My friend has wonderful chai. Stop and get some sandalwood oil. Get some incense. There's beautiful incense. Oh, do you need a kandun? There's one right down here. Do you need a shawl? There's one over here. Would you like a dosa? This is the best. And he served. He served like no other barber. But always with him, in his heart, in his aura, was Lakshmi. He was attuning to her, but he saw and he understood what it really meant to do his Dharma. For his Dharma was not just standing there, hey man, want to shave? No. Would you like a shave? How are you this morning? How are you this afternoon? How are you this evening? Please come in. For those who had the money, it was 2 rupees. For those who had little money, it was 1 rupee. For those who didn't have, please come and get a shave. Let me give you that gift today. The years went by. The decades rolled by. And always along the road to the Ganga, the pilgrims were coming from far and wide along this spot. And they would hear of Mohan the barber. You have questions, you stop and ask Mohan the barber. You need something, you ask Mohan the barber. You have trouble, go to Mohan. He'll help you. He'll find someone to help you. But he's only a barber. Oh, no. He is Mohan the barber. Mohan. Standing at the top of the path to the Ganga. Feeding you, feeding me, knowing what it meant to uphold the Dharma, to uphold his duty, to uphold his place in life, to know that it meant he was to attune to the divine within each soul. Yeah, he had a preference. He had his personal preference, but he never tried to convince anyone to love his form of the divine the most. He accepted all. Some came down the path, and Allah was the name they called the divine. Some called Jesus, some called Buddha, some called Hanuman. It mattered not. He could tell in all of his years of practice, of trying to perfect his place in life, his duty, his Dharma, he would turn inward and hear and listen. How can I make it better for them? How can I make it better? What can I do? And many people, myself included, love Mohan the barber. And relied upon him as we walk for prayers in the morning, as we walk at night for prayers. For always he is uplifting. Always he is generous of spirit. Always he is peaceful. No one ever seemed to fight in Mohan's barbershop. No one ever seemed to be angry in Mohan's barbershop. You would walk as you walk today down the Ganga, and you come to Mohan's place. It is as if it is filled with a sanandic bliss. Contentment and peace sweeps over you. The cacophony dies away, and you only hear Mohan. How can I help you today? Would you like a shave? What does it have to do with you and me? Mohan's just a barber. He has a friend who's a street cleaner. He has a friend who works at the Nats, taking care of the bodies that are cremated. He has a friend who makes dosas. He has a friend who makes the best chai. Which of these is most important? Who is most important? Is it the king of Mohan's land, or the president of Mohan's land? Is it the chief of the village? Is it the doctors or the nurses? Is it the mothers or the fathers or the grandpapas or the grandmamas? Or is it Mohan? We walk through life, and sometimes we're born with errors in thinking. The mind, turned outward, always outward, needs to turn inward. Turn inward more and ascend upward more. And say, what is it that I should be doing with my life? How should I be helping? Forgive the emotionality of my mind. My heart is full. Not sad, but full of Mohan and his goodness. And you and your goodness. Your place in life. It matters not what you do for a living, only that what you do as you are living supports your life, supports you and your dream, supports yourself to bring you to greater joy and happiness. In France, one of the greatest métiers, life paths, is to be a waiter or a waitress in a restaurant. It is considered an honor to serve. It is considered something that one cultivates and is proud of, to serve. Other parts of the world, America perhaps, is certainly a good one, where people do not treat those who serve them in restaurants with respect. Not all people, certainly you do, but many people do not treat them with respect. One of my disciples many years ago owned a restaurant, and one of the most profound things that I have heard her say that sticks in my ear, really sticks in my ear, can't imagine, I never imagined how upset people would get about a $6 omelet if it wasn't hot enough or it wasn't exactly the right mix of everything they wanted. Now, to me, that recognition, that awareness, that aha, that satori, if you will, was worth whatever, all the effort that she put into that restaurant, all the experiences she had, everything that went along with that. That single satori, it has stuck with me because my mind said, ah, yes, that is the human mind. That is the mind that says, I want it this way. Those eggs are not exactly the way I'd like them. They're a little bit too hard. They're a little bit too soft. They're a little bit too salty. They're not salty enough. The French fries aren't crisp enough. The hash browns aren't crispy enough. Now, ask yourself, and you're only asking yourself so you can be honest about it, when was the last time that you went to a restaurant and they brought you a meal and you didn't like the way that it was made? Now, I'll confess. I'll tell you the truth. It wasn't very long ago that I went to a restaurant, and we don't eat out terribly much anymore, and I'm never, really very, very judicious about it. But we were going to a restaurant, and I thought, oh, I'll have an omelet out, and I would really like a piece of crispy rye toast and some crispy mashed hash brown potatoes. We can get it there. Well, guess what happens? And it was a little bit more than $6 now. The price has gone up, but the toast comes and it looks like they haven't even put it in the toaster. So my mind went, do you say something? And I look at the hash browns, and the hash browns are lightly brown. And I thought, do you say something? And I went to the omelet, and it wasn't the kind of cheese that I preferred. Do you say something? But no, I didn't say something. But my mind did. My mind did. My mind said, well, that's not how I asked her for it. That's not how I wanted it. And so it's grounds for sadhana. It's a ground for your spiritual discipline, a place for your spiritual discipline, a place for your discipline to live. Every piece of, every soul, every one of us has Dharma, the duty we have as we live our life. And it's not just your occupation. And everybody has an occupation. Even if you're retired from the workforce, you have an occupation. It is that which you do to uphold the truth, the goodness, the compassion, the wisdom, the love of life. That is your Dharma, how you live every part of your life. So if you're Mohan, you don't complain when the bread comes out not toasted. You don't complain when the hash browns come out not toasted. But if you're really Mohan, and obviously I wasn't, the thought never rises in your mind. You see it and you accept it, because it is more important that there be kindness. There's more important that it be that you have compassion to other people than that your preferences, elusive and temporary as they are, be fulfilled. That type of awareness about your place in life is important to cultivate and to have. Now, too often what happens is, well, there are categories in life. There are groups in life. There are, you know, the person who is the boss is more important than the worker. Really? You know? Wait and see what happens when the garbage doesn't get picked up. Or, you know, if you're in America today, wait and see what happens when there's a writer's strike that goes on. And all of this business just completely grinds to a halt. Doesn't matter what the owners say. Doesn't matter what the kings or queens say. It's those who are working. What am I trying to say to you? Mohan the barber filled his life with beauty, and he served life. He served to the very best of his ability all the way through his life. All the way through his life. He served to the best of his ability. So that instead of saying, what do I want? Now, here's the distinction. You must know what you want out of your life. When I say, instead of saying, what do I want? I was referring to those really fluctuating tendencies of the mind to desire. You know, you have a cookie, you want another kind of cookie. But those desires are easy enough to bring into balance. Just neti. I'm going to take what I have, and I'm going to be comfortable with that, with whatever it is that I have. I'm going to have equanimity and be comfortable with that. What's really the spiritual task to bring into balance is a problem that takes us from lifetime to lifetime to lifetime. And that is that the mind will start to want something. But it's not galactic enough. You know, the mind will say, I think that if I'm a warrior, a soldier, that everything will be all right. If I'm a soldier, people will respect me. If I'm a soldier, I have power. If I'm a soldier, I can take over the land. If I'm to take over enough land, I'm going to be in control. If I'm in control, my life is going to be fine. Nobody will be able to overcome me. You know, the fallacy in that is every soldier gets overcome at some point or another. Every king dies or loses their kingdom. Every president loses. It's all temporary. But if you hold that thought and you carry it from lifetime to lifetime to lifetime, you end up with 7 lifetimes, 8 lifetimes, 10 lifetimes as a soldier. And then you recognize, oh my, this isn't getting me where I want to be. I need to do something different. And you have to go through some periods of time adjusting to that. Now, I'm using the term lifetimes by talking about incarnations. But within your single incarnation in this body, you must always realize you have a lot of lifetimes. You had the lifetime as a student. You had the lifetime where you were young in your 20s. Some of you are there now. You have the lifetime where you were a soldier. But then what happens when you're no longer a soldier? You know, ask the man who, or his wife, who is in the military. I happen to know a few of them who were career military, and everything was fine, you know, until the bird colonel retires and comes home, and he doesn't have anybody else to tell what to do, and he starts trying to tell his wife what to do, and that doesn't go over really well. The mind has to learn to adjust. But here's what can happen. You strive and strive and strive and strive, and then all of a sudden you say, oh, I don't think I want to be a warrior. I think that I would like to, oh, I think I want to do something that is more loving. I want to be an artist. The opposite, right? A little higher on the scale of the chakras, but not higher on the scale of Dharma or duty. All are leading up a path. All are leading to your enlightenment. So it doesn't matter what the occupation is. It doesn't matter how you spend your life. They all lead you on a set of experiences. The difficulty comes when we want too many conflicting things and we have not set a thread. And what happens is you end up in chokos, in chaos, and chaos, and chaos, and chaos. Your mind ends up in chaos. Your life ends up in chaos. Your lives end up in chaos until it all ends up in a pile of mud and muck and mush and has to be sorted through. And so today the question is, what can you do? What is a thread that you can carry through your life that allows you to see the highest good, and that no matter how your life unfolds, you can carry that with you? Yes, this is a value. This is what I value. Mohan valued service. He valued seva. He felt that by understanding the other, not just looking at the mirror and saying, oh, c'est moi, it is me, Mohan, the barber. He could say, oh yes, I see. She's a pilgrim. Oh yes, I see. He's a businessman. Oh yes, I see. She's a mother. Oh yes, I see. She's trying to take care of all these little children. There's a teacher. He was able to use his life. He devoted his life to understanding the other and trying to discern how best to serve life, to serve all the others. Not at the expense of his own enlightenment, my beloved, but with the recognition that it is through this and through taking care of yourself, through knowing, I make no bones about the fact I love to teach. I am so blessed to have you here. I love it. We just came from a weekend of retreat that was just wonderful, 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 wonderful. And you know what? I love sharing the new meditations with you. I love the other classes I teach. I love the sharing with the disciples. I'm the one who gets the advantage of it. I'm the one that's there all the time. I'm the one that finds the joy in it. So it is for me. As I try to serve and to understand how to serve, as Mohan tried to serve, it is him, benefiting him. As you try to understand, it is benefiting you. So that you will understand life better, understand this life that you are a part of. And when Shanti Ananda said, I don't understand why, how they could be that upset over a $6 omelet, I still hear that. If you don't, stop and meditate, because your mind is just like them. And your mind will find all of the ways to criticize, all of the ways to put yourself down. Neti, neti, neti. Please let that go. Mohan could have done that. Mohan could have stood at the top of the Ganga and said, oh my gosh, everybody's coming past my house. Look at this. I have to come past my shop. I have to use the broom every day, which he did. They're tracking in the dirt. They're messing up the beautiful designs I've made in front of my shop, which they did. He had to sweep. again and again and again, Mohan was always sweeping. Singing, smiling, sweeping, giving people cuts, haircuts. The essence, though, of what I'm trying to say whatever you're doing in your life, whatever you choose to do in your life, however you choose to live your life, it's your choice. Now, there's no doubt that there are times where the road is rough and rocky. Be content with where you are. Be content with what you're doing. Be content. And if you want it to be different, my beloved, then stop and breathe and turn inward and reflect. What do I need to do to make it different? Before you do something, you need to think it. You need to have a new thought. And if you need to change your life, you need to have a new thought. And the way that you find that new thought is through study, through experiencing life. I have to say, I had the most wonderful new thought a few weeks ago. It still sticks with me. And I was watching the Curiosity Channel. Wonderful place to hear about science. And there was a man on that, there was a special on that, and this fellow had figured out, using mathematics, had figured out how to send a spaceship around, not Jupiter, but the satellites of Jupiter, the planets, the moons of Jupiter, and come back to the Earth. What he was doing was figuring out how to use the gravitational force to bring the spaceship back and take advantage of the gravity of the sun on the Earth and go back again and again. Don't ask me why I never knew that. But I had never had the thought. I mean, I knew people did this. I knew that that's how there was a way that these spaceships got into space. But that somebody would spend years of their life, years, decades, trying to figure out mathematically how to do this, and then trying to figure out how to make the machine, and then 7 years putting it together. Wow. Now that is, in all of the time that all the thoughts I've had, I've never had the thought that I might want to do that with my life. But it doesn't make what he did any more important than anything that you're doing. What matters is that it brought him such enormous joy. You could see it, excitement, joy, happiness. And that he was trying to do something that he thought would be a benefit. He had some friends, and they were calculating on another project how they could see the beginnings of this universe. Isn't that fascinating? He's a mystic. Find what brings you joy, and find comfort in what brings you joy. And do not worry about what everybody else is doing. And do not worry about whether what they're doing is more important than what you're doing. Because it's not. It's your life, and you are a part of this, and that which you are doing is important to you in your life experiences. For everything that we do here, my beloved, it's a lesson. We're all here to learn lessons. All of our experiences are here as lessons. A above the head of God, I mean that literally, lie 3 jewels: nonviolence, wisdom, and compassion. Which says that these 3 attributes are more important than anything that you think that God might tell you. Non-violence, compassion, and wisdom. The 3 jewels that sit above in the crown of the divine. Thus, if in all of your wanting, in all of your desiring, in all of what you think is the right thing to do, there is violence involved, it's not the right thing. It doesn't matter if it's violence towards you or towards another. It's not the right thing. Although, Pranananda would say, if you see a roach coming in the house, you call the powers that be and you remove the first roach and you do what you can to keep the rest of them out. Don't let the roaches come in your house. But you don't have to be violent in your mind as you are escorting them out of your universe. Don't let them in the first place. Compassion. Mohan. Trying to understand the others. Trying to understand how to help the others. What to say. How to speak. What voice to use. And wisdom. Oh, and wisdom, my beloved, it doesn't just come from books. It comes from learning from all of your life experiences, from seeing all of those around you, and paying attention to their life experiences. Have a family member, but many years ago, they wanted to go someplace, they wanted to move someplace, and I could not understand why they would want to move to this place. I just didn't get it. Finally, he says to me one day, oh, you know, since I've retired, life is so boring. But every time I get bored, I can think about moving. Every time I get bored, wow, we can take more stuff out of the house. Every time I get bored, I can take apart this house that we have spent 30 years putting together. It's so exciting. I'm so happy. And all of a sudden, I said, oh, that's why you're moving. I get it now. And then he says, yes, and we don't know where we're going to live. And we have to find a place to live. I have no idea where we're going to live. Oh, it's just wonderful. Just wonderful. Isn't that great? That taught me a lesson. It's not how I want to spend the time of my life, but it is what they choose, what he chooses, what others. Many people do that. Many, many people, you know. You get bored, so you do something. You know, most people get bored and they have a baby, and that takes care of the next 20 years. You don't have to worry about it after that. If you go into meditation, and you see land, beautiful land in front of you, and you see God, God says, you see that land? Oh, yes, that's beautiful. It's yours. I give it to you. I give you my blessing to go take that land. You know, that land belongs to Joe. He's not going to give it to me. In fact, I'm going to have to kill Joe and his family to get the land. And God says to you, that's okay, it's yours. Go ahead. No problem. You know, you should know always, you are not speaking to God. And I'm saying this intentionally. If you go into your meditation and you had this great aha, great satori, and it is unkind, it is cruel, it is harmful to others or to yourself, do understand that there is a blindness that has come over you. And check again, and again, and again, and again. And without harming yourself, become like Mohan the barber in whatever you do, however you live your life, whatever you feel that your duty is. Become like the young girl walking on the beach in Kerala, selling seashell necklaces, and speaking to the Swami and saying, oh, my next lifetime I'm going to get to go to school. I know I'm going to get to go to school in my next lifetime. But this lifetime, I'm helping my family in selling seashells. She will make it the next lifetime. In fact, I think she's going to make it in this lifetime. You will also, my beloved. You will also. Remember Mohan and the joy that he shared. As he said, would you like a shave? Namaste. Let us close with a meditation, please. Turning your head to the left and exhaling twice. Bring your head back to the center and watch the breath. Pull the energy from the limbs to the trunk. From the trunk to the spinal column. From the base of the spine to the sun center. And move that energy out in front of you as a golden ball of light. And wrap your body in that light 3 times. And now ascend upward. Focusing at the sun center, ascend. Ascend to the high place, your place of meditation. In the high place, see yourself in your meditation place. And the light of Kriya in front of you is a golden flame of light. See that light in front of you and see it reflecting back to you. Now using the Om Shanti mantra, first bring to your mind's eye someone who is dear to you that you wish to send your blessings to. And we will send the Shanti mantra, Om Shanti, 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 saying this 3 times. Hold their image in your mind's eye. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. And now bring to your mind's eye someone who has helped you in your life. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. And now bring to your mind's eye the soul who gave birth to you in this life, who allowed you to incarnate, whatever name you call her by. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. In your mind's eye, bring to your biological father, who with the biological mother allowed you to incarnate into this body. Feel the gratitude for the opportunity for this life. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. For all of your family members on this side and the other, Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. For all of those whom you consider to be friends, for those who you are aligned with spiritually and karmically. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. For all of your neighbors, Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. As you chant that Shanti, feel the golden light radiate forth from your sun center. For all of those whom you love, whom you have loved at any time in your lives. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. And now for all of the others, those whom you feel comfortable with, and those who your personality does not care for. Include all in this Shanti, and we will chant this 9 times in rounds of 3. Everyone, include all, that the blessings go to all beings upon Mother Gaia. Whether your mind feels they are worthy or not, whether their mind feels they are worthy or not, let the blessing go unto them that they might accept it as they will. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. 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 Om Shanti, 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 Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Send forth thy blessings upon Mother Gaia, feeling the golden light radiating forth from your sun center, upon Mother Gaia, that she have all that she needs, that all of the creatures living upon her be blessed, that she be blessed. Om Shanti, 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 Om Shanti, 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 Om Shanti, 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 Om. Be thou blessed, be thou blessed, be thou triply blessed. Become an ever greater blessing unto all of those who enter your aura. Namaste, Namaskar. Thank you for the blessings of your presence, for your Yoga City, for your bringing your spiritual energies. Sorry. Again, thank you. Namaste. Find the joy that lies within you.